I'm going to get into that later. Let's go ahead and finish up with this piece.
If a parent questions or protests, which Mike Ellis did, Child Protective Services can be alerted. And the state takes action. Back at the hospital, a urine drug screen result on baby Kate was negative, but it was already too late. Child Protective Services was in the process of taking custody of her away from Mike and Shannon Ellis. Again, all the Ellises had to do to raise suspicion and get the state involved was simply ask for their own doctor's second opinion on whether it was necessary to give their baby the powerful drug methadone.
Let's stop right there. It is your right under the Bill of Rights, under common law, to say, I want a second opinion. But again, the egomaniacs had already called the CPS. They love stomping around in their self-important way. So just know that when you're in there and the nurse is typing in that computer, it's all going to the cops. And then they'll always try to trick the man out of the room. Will you take this file downstairs for me? Thank you. And then, oh, hon, we don't like them in the room. We asked this. Are you in a safe environment? You got plenty of money, plenty of food. He didn't yell at you, does he? And women, like to be friendly to other women. And then so she'll say, well, sometimes we yell, but he's getting better. That's completely normal. Mammals always fight with each other. Canines do it. Seals do it. Whales do it. Gone. Your life's over. Your kid is going to be drugged out, having seizures by the time they're 10, passed around every pedophile ring in whatever city they ship them to. It's over. Your life's over. Black ops win. They have their way. 1.5 million kids in their rape centers every year. The government isn't credible. They're criminals. They've been caught. Nothing's more criminal. No one's more corrupt. No one lies more. No one is more bankrupt, as the Founding Fathers told you. The best government's dangerous and got to be totally controlled and watched. The most dangerous thing there is in society. And 99% of the time, as the Founding Fathers told you. Well, they called a free country and a place that had some liberty the most rare jewel to be guarded, and anyone that approaches it must be killed immediately. That's, by the way, a Thomas Jefferson paraphrase. Talks about killing anybody that approaches the precious jewel. Some call it the phantom jewel. That's another quote by another founding father. Just the ultimate treasure, because from it flows free market, milk and honey, happy families, the strongest people. Just play the rest of the trash.
Drug methadone. Judge Marilyn Moores did not rule directly in this case, but she heads up the Marion County Juvenile Court.
Because of the just huge number of children that we are seeing who are born exposed or addicted to drugs, and what a
Stop right there.
That can...
More than 2/3 of the children nationwide, you can pull that up, percentage of foster children on psychotropic drugs, more than 2/3 are on it, and the average child is on 7 drugs. And then that's how it works. And by then they start having seizures because the drugs are so toxic, and then they go ahead and give you seizure drugs. And then by the time they've pumped you dry in the system, that's most of the people you see talking to themselves on the street corner. I've talked to them. I've gone, tell me your life story. They took me from my mama. She was a drinker. They took me, and then they put me in the state school. And I remember when I was little, I played soccer. I was doing good. And I'm not even putting words in my mouth. I go, tell me more. Tell me about the medications. When were you put on them? When I was sick, because I cried. They said I was depressed. And you can follow back. If you track them back, you can find their files, who they were. Happy little children. Shining eyes, a whole life ahead of them, and then the military-industrial black op death complex got them. And by the time they're 20, they throw them out on the street. Minds completely shot, most of them shock therapied. They still lobotomize a lot of them. Go ahead and roll the rest of it.
And what a devastating thing that can be for children, and how hard it is to find them after the fact.
See, stop right there. How hard it is to find the children who mother was in a car wreck and was on drugs but isn't now, that the doctors put her on, that doesn't even hurt the baby. See, they push this stuff on everybody. I mean, I remember the time I broke my leg, I had to have surgery. I didn't even take the first bottle of pills. My wife didn't even take, the last cesarean she had, a whole bottle of pills. It's unbelievable. By the way, you take those pills and you put 2 of them in your lunchbox because you had a root canal, and they pull you over and find it in your lunchbox. You got to have the pills on you. You'll go to prison for that. This system's designed to catch you the prey and put you on the government dinner table. So back to this slimeball judge. These people make me sick. They want your kids. They can hop them up on drugs. Bottom line. Go ahead, back to it.
The system reacts pretty quickly.
It was too quick for the Ellises, and as they saw it, unfair.
If this is something that they do...
Stop right there. They always call everything unfair. What was that newscast I was playing last week where they were harassing and attacking everybody and sucking your blood out on the side of the highway without a warrant? And they said, it's unfair. See, they never teach you it's your rights. It's against your rights. Now they've moved it to, it's unfair. See, people seeing this newscast would think the news was on their side. Really, it acclimates you and at the end says, well, it is for the betterment of the children. Yeah, that's right. So the dirtbags that run government can have their way with these babies in these facilities. After they're done raping your baby, they then charge you with it. Go back to it.
Unfair.
If this is something that they do with everybody in the state of Indiana, okay. But that's not the case.
Stop. See, they say, oh, it's okay. Just search everybody on the streets and the airports, and you don't have a Fourth Amendment for everybody, but don't profile. And then they go on to say, if it's okay for everybody in Indiana, then I'm for it. Don't fall into that trap. No, you don't do it without due process and probable cause. I mean, this all started 50 years ago where the woman didn't have any teeth and had tattoos, and her husband was, threatening her in front of the nurses and going, give me some more liquor. And the baby looked all unhealthy. You then have an investigator come in before it was criminal, before they had the eugenics squads out, and they'd say, and they'd run them and then see if they had any drug convictions, and then they'd take a blood test. But see now, but by the way, there's lies within lies here. Everyone is tested and screened for drugs. But see, they can't really tell you that publicly because that is a violation of the Fourth Amendment. But so they just do it, just like they take your blood samples. I've been telling you for 10 years since I learned of it and had congressmen on about it, that everywhere in the Western world for 35 years, they had been taking your blood at birth and putting it in an international database. Now, because people got mad because I warned them, they went ahead and passed a law 3 weeks ago, or I guess a month ago now, saying they can do that. Now, you can't pass a law that violates the Bill of Rights. See? They take your blood at birth. They test you at birth. They test the mother at birth. They do what they want. They run the daddy's criminal record and use that to CPS kids and say they're at risk. They're a criminal dirtbag government. Back to it.
Okay, but that's not the case. I mean, they cornered her immediately for something they prescribed for her and treated her like she's a drug addict.
Infant drug screenings are not mandatory for all babies born in Indiana, and not all Indianapolis hospitals do them. So the state removed baby Kate from her parents and placed her in foster care. Remember, the urine test for hydrocodone in the baby system was negative. The Ellises had to go to court to get their baby back, which meant more of a burden.
We were going to sell her vehicle to be able to get an attorney to be able to go fight to get our daughter back.
3 days later, the Ellises were in juvenile court, and the news was good.
The judge has ordered the release of the child back to Mr. and Mrs. Ellis.
So, did the Ellises do anything wrong?
I think the mistake was made in that they were not advised of the potential need for this treatment and the reasons for it.
There you go. There you go. Degenerate criminals. You say, you want to give my baby? We don't use heroin. And the doctor wouldn't even talk to him because he'd already called CPS. Well, I want to get another doctor in here. You're not doing nothing. Officers walk in, hands at guns and tasers. Make one move, buddy. One move. The Saudis pay top dollar. And, of course, the dumb cops don't know that. The idiot do-gooder little doctor doesn't know that. And if you think that's bad, it's just beginning. They want to pass a law to forcibly inject you and give you whatever vaccines they want, whenever they want, including adults. And they're saying that if you don't, they will send police, and if you resist, you will be killed. That's what happens. Imagine, land of the free, home of the brave, you won't take the injections, which they admit are filled with mercury, cancer, viruses, toxins, everything else. The government now admits full of mercury caused all the autism. They're not even denying it now. For all the debunkers, you've been disproven again. Government in multiple court hearings, scientific reports. It's all over the news now. You will be killed. You will be gunned down. And these guys, it's macho to them to kill people. They want to kill you. And they're going to kill you. It's already happening. I've already seen a lot of cases where they come arrest people for their kids not taking shots when there's not even a law. The government is so lawless, so evil, and they've got all these brainwashed chumps working for them who don't even know it. Just keep pushing, keep pushing.